Hello everyone, welcome to week 3 of the Custom Fitness 101 12 Weeks of Fitness Christmas College of Knowledge. I am Monica Anderson.
And I'm Dean Walters.
And today's topic, or this week's topic, is keto, paleo, veganism, vegetarianism, all the diets that people often ask us, what are your thoughts about XYZ? So the biggest thing is, if there are a whole bunch of people that are doing the same thing all at the same time, just so happens 2019 becomes very focused on keto, for example. Previous year was veganism because a movie came out. So there's always a stimulant to why we lean towards one thing and we go and ask someone about it. The asking part is fantastic. They're asking higher professionals, right, for a good opinion. But the thing is that one diet it's not supposed to be a one-size-fits-all approach because we as humans are totally different from one another. So while a keto-friendly diet or a paleo diet or a vegetarian, Mediterranean even, any of them might have really great benefits for one person, might have not so great benefits for another person, because we all digest and respond and react to nutrients differently. Even if they're just simple proteins and fats, carbs, we might digest potatoes different than somebody else digests potatoes. We don't have the same response to everything. We might have the same response, yes. We might have the same adverse response, also a possibility. But the whole point is you have to experiment something for yourself. So the way to go about that, the safest way I would say, would be to eliminate one thing first and then add on, or eliminate, add on, either way, vice versa. But do that in increments. So if you want to go on a keto-friendly diet, you kind of know what to do. Just start reducing your carb intake and follow that protocol. But you want to take that slow. You don't want to jump all in, right, and kind of shock your system into something that will not be sustainable once you decide that that did not work for you. So you have to be able to bounce back from whatever it is that you've decided to try. So that's why you want to take that slow, because you can always back out and change your mind, realize that it wasn't a good idea, and try something else instead.
One of the other things that you'll find, though, is that, again, getting back to this one size doesn't fit all. Some people need more protein than others.
Yes.
Some people need more carbs.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell in your body's response to things how you react to that. Some people do very well on being vegans or vegetarians. Mm-hmm. Other people do not. Other people actually need animal protein just the way their body is set up, the way their background, heritage, and all that. Some people need more animal protein. Mm-hmm. I know that, oh my God, that's a dirty word to say animal protein, but it is true.
Same thing with carbs. I was just about to say that same thing. There's a stigma with carbs. Some people perform so well with a higher number of carbohydrates in their diet on a daily basis. They thrive off of carbohydrates, but I know that that's different for everyone, especially people we've worked with. That diet approach is totally different from one person to the next.
It also depends on your activity level and the type of activity you do. If you do more cardio, more strength training, and then you get into the whole thing about when to eat certain things, when you need more protein,
the
when you need
timing
more
of
carbs.
Things. Absolutely. So your goals are also a factor. What it is that you're trying to achieve. If you're genuinely just trying to feel good, if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to put on muscle mass and bulk up or whatever is your goal, that changes that whole scenario. So again, an experiment that is aligned with what you're trying to achieve, and also something that is safe and sustainable for you is what I would say. And what we were talking about blue zones, right?
Yes.
Get them, Dean.
Have you ever heard of blue zones? And no, these are not places where you might feel sad.
No.
Actually, these are places in the world, and I'm going to make sure that I have my notes here so I give you the correct information. Blue zones are a region in the world where a man named Dan Butner, or Butner, depending on how you want to pronounce his name, claims that people live much longer than average. So what they did, they actually did research to find out where in the world were places where people either more people lived to be 100 or more people lived healthier way into their later years. And they found 5 places in the world where this happens. One is Sardinia in Italy, Okinawa, Japan, Loma Linda, California, believe it or not, which happens to be a Seventh-day Adventist colony there, Nicoya, Costa Rica, and is it Icaria or Icaria, Greece?
Icaria or Icaria,
Right. You say
Greece.
tomato, I say, okay.
However you want.
Yeah, so those are the 5 areas of the world where people live the longest and the healthiest into their later
And
years.
why do we think that that's happening?
I'm so glad you asked that because
You're
that takes me
welcome.
right into the next thing.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'll tell you. There are basically 9 things that they identified that were common to all of these places. Number 1, moderate and regular physical activity.
The non-negotiable is
Absolutely.
physical activity.
That was
That's
the
a
number
different
1.
topic for a different day.
It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to the gym and working out 5 days a week.
Nothing strenuous.
But it's doing
No.
something every day,
Anything.
activity. The number 2 was Harihachibu, which is from Okinawa, which simply
Okay.
means eating till you're 80% full. Don't stuff yourself. Okay? Number 3, avoiding meat and processed food in favor of plants. Now again, going back to what we were saying before,
In
it
favor
doesn't
of.
necessarily mean you got to cut everything
No.
out like that, but you eat more fish, more chicken, less red
More
meat.
of the things that have more nutrients in them. And then what I usually say, a splash of something else that you might like.
And speaking of splash, how about a splash of red wine?
Nice.
What a segue.
Touche. Touche.
Anyway, the 4th thing was, believe it or not, drinking red wine.
In moderation.
Exactly, in moderation. Now, the only place where that doesn't happen is in Loma Linda at the Seventh-day Adventists because they don't drink alcohol
Right.
there. Every place else, glass of red wine with dinner.
Sure.
Number 5, having a purpose in life or knowing why you get up in the morning. Have that plan for the rest of your life, a
Sure.
real purpose.
Because health is not necessarily just the outside.
Yep. Number 6, take time to relieve stress. Number 7, participating in a spiritual community. Now, it doesn't make any difference what kind,
Right.
whether Jewish, Buddhist, Christian, it doesn't make any difference, but participating in some sort of a spiritual community,
With others.
absolutely.
Not by
Absolutely.
yourself. I mean, there's
It's-
something to be said for being by yourself, but there's something to be said
Yep.
about letting a community kind of bring everybody up
Yep.
together.
Number 8, putting your family first.
Always.
Putting your family first. And the last one, surrounding yourself with the right tribe of people.
Could not be more true.
I forget who said you're the kind of the sum total of the 5 closest people around you.
Yeah.
So
There's something to be
if
said
things are
about
going
that.
down, you may need to kick one of them to the curb and bring somebody new in.
Yep.
But
Next.
anyway, that's blue zones. And the nice thing about that is that if you look at, you were mentioning the Mediterranean diet, that's probably the closest one to this way of lifestyle.
I would agree.
Yep.
Yep.
So that's kind of the thing we lean toward a little more than something else or anything else. But
Sure.
again, depends on the
It
individual.
is the more well-balanced approach with higher nutrient
Yep.
density as
Yep.
far as each individual food item that is on that list. And again, it matches the lifestyle as well under blue zones.
Yep. So that's a wrap for this week on keto and
Keto, paleo,
paleo and blue
vegan,
zones.
vegetarian, pescatarian.
Yep, and all that stuff. Presbyterian? No, that's not in there.
Wrong
Wrong.
one. Almost. So close.
Okay.
So close.
So anyway, next week we will be back with the importance
Ooh.
of consistency
Showing
of actually
up.
showing up.
All
Yep.
you have to do is show up, and then the rest will take it from there. See you next week.
Okay, have
Be
a healthy week. Bye now.